What's going on, guys? Off the Crossbar Productions here. We're starting up a new series on Franchise Hockey Manager 10 today, and it is the Nashville Predators Rebuild Stanley Cup Challenge, whatever you want to call it. Our goal is to get Nashville a Stanley Cup and possibly more. So I'm starting up this game. Usually when you start up this game, you start in the middle of August for the prospect tournament. I was doing some simulating to simulate ahead a little bit, and I'm going to continue to simulate. We're going to simulate the beginning of the regular season, but I do want to give you a roster look, and there's a reason why I'm not already at the regular season. I did some pre-scouting, and I will be making a trade before the start of the season. So this is kind of what the team looks like. It's UC Soros, Kevin Lankinen, in between the pipes here, Roman Josi, Tyson Berry, Fabro, McDonough. We signed Ethan Bear. We also have Alexander Carrier and Jeremy Lauzon and Luke Shen. I'll be moving on from Lauzon, I think. We'll maybe start him in the AHL. And then move on from him at some point. We have Forsberg, Cole Smith, Gustav Nyquist, Ryan O'Reilly, Thomas Novak, Colton Sissons, Juuso Parssinen, Luke Evangelista, Philip Tomasino, Kiefer Sherwood, and Cody Glass. We also have Denis Gurianov in the AHL, Anthony Angelo in the AHL, Yakov Trenin, Liam Foodie, Jesper Weatherby will all be starting in the NHL. We have Igor Afanasyev, Fedor Svechkov, Joachim Kamel. He's an exciting piece. We'll be adding another Finn shortly. Zachary Leroux, Matthew Wood. I signed his deal, and I didn't want to play him in the NHL, so I threw him onto an OHL team, and I ended up just picking the Brantford Bulldogs. So Brantford gets Matthew Wood for the season, possibly next year as well. He had no rights drafted, so he is from Nanaimo, BC, but he had no WHL rights, so I kind of just decided to throw him in better league, in my opinion, out of the three Canadian junior leagues. The better league, in my opinion, is the OHL, so I decided to throw him there, and I picked favoritism, and I picked Brantford. That was kind of my decision there. We have Mark Jankowski as well up front. Nolan Burke, hopefully he can develop. Now let's get to the main reason. Oh, we also have Tanner Molendyk on the back end, so that'll be exciting. We have a defensive prospect, and Yaroslav Askarov. Hopefully he'll be making his Nashville debut maybe this year, if not next year. Let's get to the main reason why we are starting our simulation, or starting our series here. The Florida Panthers reaction to our trade offer that says accepted. This is who will be dealing away to Florida. We are sending Thomas Novak, Denis Gurianov, so two 26-year-olds that, quite honestly, I'm okay with moving Novak because I'll show you who we're getting in a second. Gurianov we're not using. The third kind of just a sweetener, and then this two-star 22-year-old from that could be Northeastern. We'll just double check here. Alexander Campbell, yes, Northeastern. He's 22 already, probably not gonna develop into much. He's just kind of, again, sweetener the third, and then this prospector sweeteners. Kind of look at it like, when was he drafted? kind of think of him as a draft pick. They kind of got somebody that's able to step in now and in the future, or I guess more in the future, because he's obviously signed to Northeastern, but he was a third-round pick. So think of it like 2 third-round picks, Novak and Gurianov. It is Florida. Florida is really, I'll show you after the trade, but Florida is really looking to make a Stanley Cup run. They're not looking at keeping this player, is kind of how I'm viewing it. And they're getting a replacement for him. It is Anton Lundell, a 21-year-old forward, 21-year-old center from Florida. Take a look at this. 21, so he's got 1 year left. If he's not extended already, I can extend him. I think for them, yes, he's not extended, so I will be extending him. He was a 12th overall pick, but they're getting 2/3 for him, plus Novak and Gurianov. They need help on the right side. Gurianov, right winger, kind of strengthens our bottom six, gives them another option there, and then Novak will slot right in on that third line, so they're not missing anything, and they're getting right wing help, right? I think this trade is perfectly fine. We're going to take a look at Florida. Again, they look perfectly fine. And now I think this just improves them to compete for a Stanley Cup. Look at that. That looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. They're really strong down the middle now. I think that trade works out mightily fine for them. And for us, I think it works out just as good, if not better. Better for our future. We're, again, a team aiming for the future. I think we're looking to contend this year. We have UC Soros, I think, just for this year. 2 more years. And I don't think he's extended past that. I don't think he can be extended past that. No. So for us, we're going to be looking to contend this year, and, well, this year for sure. Next year, maybe up until the trade deadline. That's when we're looking to contend. I don't think we're looking to contend past that. Again, Roman Josi is here for quite some time, but this is a movable deal. Very movable. He put up 96 points 2 years ago now. I think this is a very movable contract. 5 years at 9. You can retain about $1 million and make it 5 years at 8. Send him to a contending team. Tyson Barrie, I think, is on a 1-year deal. We can move on from Forsberg. We can move on from O'Reilly. We have Evangelista and Tomasino. 2 pretty awesome prospects there. Now we add Anton Lundell. We have Cody Glass, again LaRue, Matthew Wood, Joachim Kamel. Like, we're looking for maybe contend this year, have 3 years off, and then start our process over again, right? And within those 3 years, hopefully Tanner Molendyk can develop into a Roman Josi type. And we can hang on to guys like Fabro, because again, if we're looking at a 4-year window, so 1 year of contention, 3 years of good draft picks, that's kind of what the plan's going to be. We can hold on to guys like Fabro, because that's 4 years down the road. We're going to be looking at least restarting our playoff aspirations. 4 years down the road, Fabro's just going to be turning 29. If not 30, right? We can use him for another 3 years after that. We can hold on to Ethan Bear. We can hold on to Carrier. We're going to have Askarov. We can hold on to Philip Forsberg and use him the entire time. We're going to have Parsonen. We're going to have Kamel up here in 4 years. Again, Molendyke. We could be having Luke Prokop up here within 4 years. Alright, we're up here at the beginning of the regular season. So I have a couple things to make note to you guys of. Tiolanen is claimed off waivers from the Blues. Sabres grab Gustav Lundstrom. Connor McKay is off waivers. Jordan Gross got claimed off waivers from us, so I should have called him up based off the fact that we have an injury on our defense, but it is what it is. So Ryan O'Reilly was involved in an off-ice event, or off-ice incident, and the team is not very happy with him. Ryan O'Reilly is, or UC Soros and Luke Evangelista are really upset with O'Reilly. And then Ryan O'Reilly is kind of upset with Luke Evangelista, so hopefully Roman Josi can get in there and intervene between them. Did re-sign a few of our guys, so I'm going to wait on Philip Tomasino. He's playing on the top line, but we'll see how he plays this year. Here's what it's going to look like, and I am excited for this team, because this team does not look terrible. We did lose, unfortunately, Ryan McDonough for 1 to 2 months with a herniated disc in his back in the preseason, so it's rough to see that happen, but that's what our depth is for. We have Jeremy Lozon, who's also hurt, but he's day-to-day, so Luke Shen will be getting in on that top 4 pairing. Let's check out the deals that were made. So only 2. I figured the sign and trade for this guy would be very, very nice. Or I guess it would be the trade and sign. We signed him for another 4 years. So he's got 1 year with us here, so he's got 3. Basically, how I did it for him and for Luke Evangelista is I did 3 trial years. So I'm going to see what they can do within 3 years, including this year, because it's not underway yet. But I'm going to see what they can do. And if after 3 years they're good enough to continue with us, they will continue for the next 2. And then I will re-sign both of them. So after this year, Anton Lundell will be making $4 million for 2 more years, and then 4.7 for 2 years after that. So in total, he signed for 5 years. I'll show you Luke Evangelista's deal as well, and Evangelista is much of the same. So he's gonna have a 3-year trial period, making 2.8, and then he signed for 3.5 for 2 years after that. So again, if by chance both of these guys don't work out within 3 years, and I want to flip them in the middle of our rebuild, in the middle of our second year of our rebuild, I can do that, and they're very tradable deals. And I'm very interested to see how this works, or how this will work out. The first power play unit is running a 1-3-1 setup, and the second power play unit is running, I believe, overload. So I'm interested to see how the power play will work out. So let's get it underway. UC Soros will start us off. Let's jump in. Here we go. Game 1 of the regular season. Tampa will start off with a goal. Tampa looks like they're going to get 2 on us here. And that they do. Darren Radish will score his first of the season. Let's see if we can kind of step it up here. Dante Fabro goes off for slashing. There we go, Braden Point. Let's go into the box for hooking. And Nashville will get on the board from the power play. It'll be Colton Sissons from Luke Evangelista, his first National Hockey League point, and a Roman Yossi. Good to see the power plays working there. See if we can tie this game back up. Sergachev going to the box. And we're going to tie it. Luke Evangelista scores his first National Hockey League goal. And ties the game at 2s. A huge second period. Let's see if we can continue it. And there we go. Ryan O'Reilly gets on the board with his first as a Pred from Nyquist and Tomasino. Hopefully we can hold them off here. They're going to tie it. And we will be going to overtime. Anthony Cirelli. Tyson Berry is hurt. Uh-oh. You don't like to see that. Let's see if we can end it in overtime here. And it's going to be Brandon Hagel from Point in overtime. We won't delay treatment. We'll just let him rest up. Let him get better. Oh, you hate to see that. Let's get up to our next game. Alright, game number 2 is going to be a 7-4 Predators win. You love to see that. Nyquist scores his first of the season from Roman Yossi and Ryan O'Reilly. O'Reilly scores from Nyquist and Tomasino. Cody Glass gets his first goal. O'Reilly scores another one. So O'Reilly scores 2. Nyquist scores 1. Nyquist scores his second. Nyquist scores his third. That top line is clicking. Wow. Anton Lundell scores his first as a Predator. You'll love to see that. Alright, let's get up to this game against Boston. Alright, we're up at this Boston game. Nothing of note news-wise. Soros will again get the start. I don't think anybody needs to sit as of right now. We are kind of weak defensively. We'll see how this goes as we have injuries, but Boston will take it 3-0. Well, we had 27 shots. Can't complain about that. Would have liked to see at least a point here to keep the offense rolling, but like at least a goal would have been nice. But yeah, I can't really complain. After 3 games, we're sitting now in 3rd. I think if we sit 3rd, I'll be perfectly fine with that. But we gotta try to fend off the Colorado Avalanche. Still nothing of note there. Felix Sandstrom. We might want to do a deal if Lankinen can't hold up his end. Let's get up to this Edmonton game and see if we want to make any line changes. Alright, a couple things of note here. Vyacheslav Pieksa got dropped by the Maple Leafs. I'm going to definitely sign this guy. I'm definitely going to sign this guy. And, where would he be going? Alright. I'm gonna figure out where he's going to be going. I'm gonna figure out the best plan of attack for this guy. But I think, yeah, this is a perfect signing for us. This goalie can definitely turn into something. He's got some size. And then Yannick. I think we're just gonna let him be on waivers. No need to claim him. All right. So we dropped Pieksa down to Atlanta. I checked out on the team he'd be going to, and yeah. There's no need to drop him there. Let's try to get the most training we can. Yeah, there's no need to send him back to Russia. There's no playing time for him anyways. So we'll send him down to Atlanta, and hopefully he can be a nice third goalie for us. I don't mind that though, so we have 2 young Russian goalies. Both 21. This could be our starter backup combination of the future. That's a really good signing there. I'm not sure why Toronto decided to get rid of him, but regardless, I think it's something we can capitalize on. As Toronto is just absolutely killing their opponents right now. Let's play our game against Edmonton. We are 1-2-1 now. 5-3. Luke Evangelista gets some points. Is there anything I want to change here? Fabro, Carrier's already bottom pairing. Shen's not great where he is. What about Lauzon? Lauzon and Shen are about the same, so it's not really anything I can change there. Unless I want to bring Livingston in, but then on the offense, I think we're fine. Colton Sissons is out. For how long? Day to day. Okay, so that can be a Parsonen deal here. Sissons for here. I'm gonna go ahead and fix up these lines. I won't bore you guys with this. And then I will see you up at this game against New York. Alright, up here at our game against the New York Rangers. Soros has not been playing great, so we're gonna throw Kevin Lankinen in between the pipes here against Jonathan Quick. See what Lankinen can do. And it's gonna be a 6-3 win for your Nashville Predators. Foodie was the replacement for Colton Sissons. Foodie gets his first goal. Trennan, so that fourth line doing some heavy work there. Tomasino, Shen, and Forsberg. Lauzon, Glass. Lundell, Fabro. O'Reilly, Tomasino, Nyfist. All get points. Carrier didn't play great defensively. What about... How did Luke Evangelista do? 2 shots on goal, -2. Or, sorry, +1. Okay, not terrible. Not terrible. There's your live update of the standings. Through 5 games, we have 5 points. I'm pretty happy with this start. Again, I don't look to have anybody be top of the league for scoring. Zemgus Girgensons is out 3 to 4 months with a ruptured tendon in his foot. That is unfortunate. Yeah, I don't expect to have anybody up for goals or up for points by the end of the year. It's nice to see O'Reilly up there now. It'd be nice to see Luke Evangelista maybe win the Calder. That would be okay. But his points will come. Again, he's playing on a line with Philip Forsberg and Lundell, so I'm not too worried. Again, nobody's playing terrible, like enough to where they need to be pulled out. Parsonen is doing good, getting some extra ice time. Foodie's filling in for Parsonen on the penalty kill, so you love to see that. Soros will be back in, and he's going to get a 4-3 overtime win. Evangelista with 2 goals. So they start off with 2 early. Cole Smith gets 1 back. Evangelista scores on the power play from Forsberg and O'Reilly. Evangelista scores from Lundell and Carrier. And I went all the way to a shootout where Evangelista gets the shootout winner. So really, I'd call that a hat trick, because he had 2 goals in regulation and then he capped it off with a goal in the shootout. What do they call that? The Patrick Kane hat trick? Is that what that is? We have a 2-day break and then we go visit Vancouver, sitting second through 6 games. I mean, pretty solid, I'd say. I'm pretty happy with where we're sitting. McDonough is resuming some skating. He's going to be out for another 2 weeks at the most, and we should be getting Barry back shortly, maybe within the next week or so. So missing like 10 games, probably. That's not terrible for either of them. I just want to get them back so we have a full healthy team. That would be nice to see. Again, the very early standings have us sitting second in the Central, tied for 3rd or maybe 4th. Sissons is ready to go, but we can keep him out. I'm going to roll Kevin Lankinen again. Oh, actually, Soros is on a bit of a heater, so we'll roll UC Soros. And he's going to be 6-5 overtime loss. We get a point out of it. Foodie scores his 2nd in as many games. Luke Evangelista scores his 5th on the power play from Forsberg and O'Reilly. So the top line power play is doing pretty good. Ethan Bear, Foodie, and Forsberg all team up to get that 2nd goal. Foodie is doing very well. Even strength there. And then the power play teams up again. O'Reilly from Tomasino and Shen. Oh, I have Luke Shen on the power play. I did not realize that's where he was playing. Tied for 2nd here against Minnesota, but they have 2 games in hand. Now they have a game in hand and they are 2 points up on us. Our next game will be against Toronto. Big night for Elias Pettersson. Sissons is good to go, so we'll throw Sissons in no matter what here. Barry might be good to go before this Toronto game, which would be very nice to see. Again, I'm going to go ahead and update the lines, and I'll meet you up this Toronto game. Alright, up here at this Toronto game, or this game against Toronto, Soros will be back in between the pipes. Yes. Against Toronto. Hopefully he can continue his ways of at least getting us a point. And we have Tyson Barrie back. Players playing against their former team. Ryan O'Reilly is playing against Toronto. Luke Shen is playing against Toronto. And Tyson Barrie is playing against Toronto. Toronto's 5-1-1. make that 6-1-1 with a 5-2 loss. Forsberg and O'Reilly, Evangelista assists on both of those. And we're back to playing Vancouver. So we dropped down, but again, it is very early in the regular season, so I'm not too worried. Let's get up to 10 games here, and then we will call this episode 1 done. So we've got 2 more to go. Might as well just keep you on board here as we talk a little bit to close out this episode. So we're 3-3-2. It would be nice to see maybe a 5-3-2. But as it stands, I'm not too worried about the way the season's gone so far. Again, if we can sit within striking distance, Arizona for some reason is playing pretty good. Yes, but if we can sit within striking distance, I am okay with that. Crosby is out 2 to 3 weeks. Another concussion for Crosby. That is unfortunate. And then a little depth trade there between Pittsburgh and Philly. Vachdemko against UC Soros. 3-0 loss. Soros won't get the next game, and Fabro's out. Fabro's out with a big time injury, it looks like. 1 to 2 weeks, 8 days. Okay, so he can stay on our roster. We'll just bump up. Oh, we can bump up low. Yeah, we'll put lows on. In for him. Make sure Lozon's not on the power play or anything like that. Yeah, and he's on top line penalty kill. But again, that's fine. And we can delay treatment for Fabro. But he might as well just heal up. Again, we're still playing pretty decent, so I'm not too worried. We're going to start the month of November with 1 more game, and it will be up on November 2nd against Seattle, and then we'll do a whole wrap-up before the end of the episode. We'll go take a look at some prospects, and then call it an episode. Up here at the final game of the episode, it's going to be against Seattle. Soros will be not starting this game. We're going to give it to Kevin Lankinen, and it's a 6-3 loss. So we end the episode 3-5-2. Quite the opposite of what I wanted to do these last 2 games, but that's okay. Liam Foodie scores a goal from Cody Glass and Juuso Parssinen. Cody Glass scores from Luke Shen and Colton Sissons. Parssinen from Lauzon and Nyfist. Yeah, they had a good game against us. Because right now we are dropping a lot of games. Bear looks like he's hurt. Yeah, we're dropping a lot of games because of our defense. I have to figure out where we're losing from and fix that. Now the second line is getting dominated, so I might bump Nyfist back for Forsberg. That might be the move I make. This top line's pretty solid. And the bottom 6 is kind of getting shredded apart as well. Who's this third line play against? Because they're also getting dominated. Looks like it's that third line that I have to adjust. When Fabro's in, he's fine. Hopefully Bear, when he's in, he'll be good. It's the Carrier, Lozon, Luke Shen. Yeah, so we got to make some changes. Soros and Lankinen are not great. Hopefully Soros can turn it around. That would be nice to see. Down in Regina, Matthew Wood is on pace for 92 points. He's out for 1 to 2 weeks. Joachim Kamel is on pace for 92 points in Regina. So yes, I moved Matthew Wood over to Regina. I was able to send Joachim Kamel down to the WHL, so that's what I ended up doing. And his WHL rights were held by Regina, so I said, you know what, Wood's rights weren't held by anybody, let's just move him to Regina. That way our two prospects can play together. Anyways guys, that'll do it for the first episode with your Nashville Predators. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and join me in the next episode.